Hey guys, Anaris here with another StarCraft 2 broadcast. Today we're going to be continuing our coverage of the best of 5 match series between Puma, a member of Team Evil Geniuses, spawning as the Blue Terran over in the 9 o'clock position, against Socke of Team Alternate, spawning down in the 6 o'clock as the Red Protoss here on Shattered Temple. Now, close by air spawning positions means that we're going to likely be seeing drops from one or both players. We'll see exactly how Socke in particular takes advantage of this close position. I mean, even if you take away the air factor, they're still pretty close by ground. Just a very short distance between the two players' bases, so I'm sure one or both of them will be looking to exploit that. And speaking of exploiting, man, starting from Puma's breakout with that stem in game number 1, he has just been on a roll, taking 2 straight victories, putting us in game number 3, with Socke basically forced to win 3 consecutive games if he wants to actually win this series. So a lot of pressure is on him in that regard, but so far he has shown to be an exceptional player, as we are all quite familiar with. I'm actually a pretty big fan of him myself. Puma, he's not somebody that I've actually paid a lot of attention to up until fairly recently, but now that I've really just got a chance to see his play, I am thoroughly impressed as well. So this is just like a match from heaven. So happy to be able to cast this game and many more for you guys. Of course, if you have any particular players that you want me to throw a game up or two from, feel free to leave me a comment down below. Also, that information I take from my Facebook page as well. So looking at the build orders right now, it looks like Socke opening up with a pretty standard play. Can pretty much go either way he wants to. 1, 2, 3 gate expand, something like that. We'll watch and see what he does. Puma, on the other hand, he is going to be opening up with the gas after the barracks, so that's going to rule out that fast factory into Hellion harassment / drop. But, you know, with this, I would not be surprised if we saw an early tech lab go down. Maybe a one racks expand, something like that. We'll see what happens, and pay attention to the gas as well, as that's going to be a big indicator there. Now, Cybernetics Core going down, continuing on here. I'm really going to be interested to see how Socke handles this close position late game. I mean, as these guys expand, they are going to be basically expanding away from each other. So Socke's going to have to definitely take advantage of some of the options that are available for Protoss in terms of mobility. Maybe we'll get to see some Warp Prism drop play. I'll tell you something that I've seen from Next Sickness lately, another Protoss player actually in South Korea. He has some fantastically sexy Immortal Warp Prism Micro. Sorry, I'm a brain fart for a second there. Immortal Warp Prism Micro. I don't think I've ever seen Socke do that before, but oh, what a sight it is to see. If you haven't actually watched that, go watch the video called Next Sickness versus SSS Hello. It is a little bit ways down on my video count, or my video list, but definitely there. So pay a special attention up here to a factory that's being built just in the southern portion of Puma's base. Very interesting place to put that. Wants to hide it away from any scouts that do decide to come up here. Speaking of scouts, you see Probe was actually trying to kite those 2 Marines away so this Zealot could come up here and get an idea of what's going on. He saw the bunker, so he's like, okay, going to be huddled down for a little while. That bunker basically means not going to be building a ton of early units in terms of at least expensive ones, not a lot of Marauders, pretty much just sticking to Marines who are relatively weak and do require the shelter that the bunker provides. And the question is, what is he going to be doing behind that bunker? So he's going to want to get up there and scout as soon as possible. Going into this game blind is not something you want to have happen here, and this is exactly why, folks. Puma has floated that factory down to behind the main base for Socke. Oh man, he does not have any way of really knowing this is here without just going and sending a unit, placing a pylon, which is something that you do see a lot of times. So he's got to be careful with that SCV, not bring it too far over. Did a good job coming in there in the mineral line. Socke doesn't suspect a thing. He's going ahead with his Nexus. You see he's dropping that robotics facility. Again, that's what I'm talking about. He's going into this. He's not feeling too comfortable right now. He's essentially flying blind, and that's never a spot you want to be in. So there's another scout for Puma getting ready to head down. Going to be checking that natural expansion. I don't believe he actually knows that it's there yet. He knows the pylon was going down, but he doesn't actually know that the Nexus is present. Socke continuing to pretty much just go with, oh man, he's going to be going with the sentries, but now you see the Hellions coming into play here, knocking out a few probes right off the bat. No blue flame, obviously have not had time to do it, but really does not need it at this point, as he's done a great job so far taking out these probes. Good force field by Socke, able to, oh wow, that was very nice. Very, very brave probe indeed. Doesn't get the credit for the kill though. But with another Hellion on the field, he is going to be looking to continue to harass, this time possibly looking to make an escape here. Not going to be able to do it with the cornering of the two Stalkers in the Sentry. That Mighty Probe, oh, Mighty no more. Getting taken out there at the last second. Man, these are the ballsiest probes I have ever seen. So now with the Protoss player sitting on a 3-gate robo, you see that Socke is running around thinking, something's a little fishy here, but I don't see anything. Puma, very sneaky, moves that factory up, going to be heading down, possibly to scout the base from the high ground up here. That's something you see fairly often. And with the Marauders Marines heading out across midfield, Protoss, of course, forced to keep his defenses very close to his base. Again, wary of any drop play, which, I mean, is smart, but it works out very well for Puma in that it keeps basically the Protoss player contained, allows Puma to do whatever he darn well pleases with a minimal of actual defense up here. You can see he's working on a Marauder. That's about it. Couple Marines. And, oh, man, Terran looking to take off a few units there. Snipes off a few of them at the high ground. Having that division really helped out, keeping that medevac just out of range of Stalkers. Very important. If he lost that, would have suffered some pretty heavy casualties there with the Protoss being where he is. Now look at Puma over here dropping down this factory in plain vision. Oh wow, Socke finally sending over some units here. Thinking he's like, wait a second, one of these buildings is not like the others. Going to be working on finally taking that out while Puma continues to build up his own forces here. Looking pretty good. Couple more infantry. We are going to see that Hellion continue to run around, pretty much just get scouting information and also poke off units where he can. Another force field dropped, blocking it off, again, limiting mobility. Let's just take a quick look at the worker count so far. 2 to 10. So that is really going to hurt Socke's economy here, and especially since the fact that, you know, he got that expansion, he dumped all that money into it. There are some probes here right now. You see he's actually sitting on a good bit of chrono boost. He definitely could be using that to get out some additional probes, but the problem is he's supply blocked right now. There we go. So now we'll wait to see exactly what he's going to be chrono boosting, if anything. Nothing just yet. All right, back to Puma's base. We see more barracks are going down. Going to be continuing with the medevac Marauder production. I pretty much think he's going to be going for the traditional Marauder medevac Marine. Oh, what's not traditional? Here's a couple Marauders getting ready to head over. I think what he's going to be doing is heading over this way. He's anticipating a possible expansion here, so he wants to take that out, and then possibly head over here into the natural, pick off a few units as well. There's the scan, looking for any observers that happen to be floating around. We do, of course, see Puma again moving out that way. He's also going to be looking to take the high yield, so here comes the drop now. Going to be heading towards the natural, couple Stalkers warping in very close, so got to be wary of that. Oh, good choice unloading here very early. He's going to be able to stem, come up here, annihilate one of these Stalkers. Oh, second one could go down as well. Looks like it will. Nice save at the last second by Puma. Epic pickup there. Manages to save almost all of the units, so I would say that was definitely well worth it. Puma continuing to scout around with that factory and also using it to spot the high ground way down here. Pretty much he has the medevac that's able to spot that pylon, but he was using this factory to keep an eye on units that could be coming. The really nice thing about that drop there is that, well, now the nice thing about the drop is the fact that it's going to annihilate more Stalkers and pretty much give Puma free reign of the base here for about 2 or 3 seconds. How is he going to use that to his advantage? I don't know. We have another drop getting ready to come over here, though. Those 3 Marauders keeping the attention of most of these forces. A little bit of micro there, trying to keep these Stalkers alive. Both of them going down all the while. Puma losing more, or Puma actually doing more damage, rather not losing probes, but forcing Socke to lose probes. Looking now at the workers' loss count, we could see 13 to 2. Definitely looking in favor of Socke so far this game. 97 to 77, down 20 supply. You know, the fact that Puma has taken out a few of these pylons has really done a good job, I feel, of keeping Socke on his toes, and really, I think falling those couple times that he was supply blocked really hurting him, just keeping him behind. There's the Ghost Academy, so we can expect to see some EMP action here. Rounding it up, you know, he's not really worried about Vikings at this point. He knows that his opponent is not in a good position to be going for Colossi tech, anything of that sort. He does, of course, have the Robotics Bay currently producing. But the fact that he's been forced to build so many sentries, so many Stalkers, just so many gateway units in general here, while rebuilding his economy constantly, has just kept him down on tech. And now you're in a position like this where Puma is going to be running in with these decent, it's a pretty sizable force, I've got to say. The medevacs, the Marauders, going to be able to do a ton of damage, absorb it as well. And of course, Puma running down here. Oh, looks like he's actually going to maybe try to bait up a couple of these Stalkers away. Maybe charge in. Nope, there we go. There's the scan. I think he's anticipating possible push towards the middle here. Also looking for any observers that might be able to keep an eye on what he's doing. But for now, we have, again, Medivacs running around. Oh, man, I was wondering if maybe he's going to try to do like a psych out drop or something. But no, he's going to meet here in the middle, possibly make another push as he is going to be working on the high yield. He definitely wants to keep the Protoss player contained. Once he's able to get that high yield, I think he's going to be in such an exceptionally good position, as if he's not already being 30 supply up. There we go. Very nice blink. Oh, I love that. That was absolutely beautiful. Trying to come up here and pick off these ghosts before they were able to get any EMPs off. But you see Puma, he's just got superior skill. The macro was great this game, and this is what you've got as a result. Harassment tactics, delaying Sock, keeping the man down, and eventually we have Puma here going to be taking out this expansion. I really think, oh, even with this Colossus here, which is going to be doing a lot of damage to the Marines, there's that nice stem, up the ramp, taking it out, and forcing a GG, giving the series to Puma. 3-0. Alright guys, thanks for watching this. If you liked it, please make sure you leave a comment and rate the video. It helps me out a ton. And if you want to keep seeing more, you should subscribe. That also helps me out a lot. So with that, I leave you with the knowledge that you should actually go check out my second channel as well. Deus Ex Human Revolution just came out a couple days ago. Doing a playthrough on that. I've already got 3 episodes up so far, and it's a good game, man. You should watch it. You might actually buy it yourself. Alright. See you next video.